Hi, and welcome to IKEA. How can I help?
Oh, my schedule is crazy. I just want some me time.
Maybe it's time to embrace the joy of staying in. With comfortable beds, pillow and decor, mood lighting, and so much more, you can turn your bedroom into the place to be.
Oh, sounds like a dream.
We've got you. Visit us in-store or at ikea-usa.com/sleep to create your dream bedroom today.
Hey, Fidelity. How can I remember to invest every month?
With the Fidelity app, you can choose a schedule and set up recurring investments in stocks and ETFs.
Oh, that sounds easier than I thought.
You got this.
Yeah, I do. Now, where did I put my keys?
You will find them where you left them.
Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Castle of Horror, a full-cast audio drama based on the play by David Meredith and produced by Karim Kronfli.
Wake up, Master.
No. Oh. What time is it?
It's 4 o'clock, Master.
What? Is your snooze button broken or something? We got hours yet. And I could do with the sleep.
Not since we added the early evening show, Master. Curtains up at 6:30.
Ye gods, why?
Well, you know, for the kiddies. The marketing people said we should try to make more effort to get families in.
Well, at least we only have the 10 p.m. after that.
Sorry, Master. Late booking for a midnight show. Stag party, I believe. Midnight to dawn.
Oh, come on! I thought we said no more than 2 shows a night.
Sorry, Master. Caroline Admin tells me the girl working scheduling has only been there a week.
What? What happened to Pete?
Got a new job working for Amazon.
When did this happen?
End of last month. He had some farewell drinks, but I think it was just for the admin pool.
Well, good for him, I guess. Can we at least get Marishka to cover for me?
You know her, Master. She won't touch stag doos.
Yes. I suppose it could be a bit of an insurance liability if they start getting grabby. But can't she do the early show? I can pull a double, even with the all-nighter.
Well, I can ask her if I see her. But don't get your hopes up, Master.
This schedule is going to be the death of me. Figuratively, obviously. Can you at least get the new scheduling person down here?
Of course, Master.
I don't know. Every bloody night it's something, isn't it? Can't just be simple, can it? No. Black and plain or white and frilly? Black's a bit understated, but it does scream creature of the night. Now, does the white scream old world elegance or Pirates of the Caribbean reject? I don't care what they say. We need a head of wardrobe.
How are you, Joke? Mwah, mwah.
Rish, you couldn't do us a solid and front the 6:30 show for me, could you?
Oh, sorry. No can do. And that's not just me being a bitch. It's billed as a double act. We're both on, sweetness.
Well, can't one of the other girls cover for me? I'm pulling a midnight till dawn.
Whilst I'm sure they would love to cater to your every whim, they've pulled shore leave and had the good sense to make themselves scarce. So, suck it up. Renee, be a dear and do for me, will you?
Now you are being a bitch. I was here first.
No. No, me being a bitch would be saying that With that cravat, you're one dip in the pond from being a less manly Mr. Darcy.
Yow!
Besides, there's a second pair of eyes.
Fine. You're the new scheduling girl, are you? What's your name?
Billie.
Come over here, will you, Billie? Now, I need to have a few words with you regarding scheduling. Oh, actually, do you mind just standing there and seeing if everything's straight on me while I talk to you? We're a bit pressed for time. Which really brings me to the point, or should I say, nub of the matter. Look, I know you're new, but we really can't be having this kind of snafu all the time. I mean, I'm just one guy.
Look, I can get you a mirror if you like.
I'm sorry?
I can get you a mirror? It would be easier than me standing here and watching you.
And what purpose, pray, would that serve? I don't have a reflection. Anyway, as I was saying, I don't know what sort of program that Pete used, but we never seem to...
What do you mean, you don't have a reflection?
Well, it's one of the common traits of vampirism, isn't it? I thought everybody knew that.
You're a vampire.
My. The evening dress, the gothic castle, the coffin. What was it gave it away?
Sharp as a spoon, this one.
Leave off, you two. Don't mind them, dear. The Count's just sour because she's got to do a proper night's work for once, and Renfield's just a dick.
Ah, you wound me.
You love it.
No, I mean, like a real vampire.
Yes. Vampire, Nosferatu, Strigoi, undead. Feasts on the blood of the living, not big on daylight or garlic. The living impaled. Vampire.
But I thought this was just a tourist trap.
Well, much as I hate to malign the amazing company we both work for, yes it is.
But I thought you were just actors.
No one is just an actor, darling. It is a calling.
Don't mind the prima donna, but we do put on a decent show, I think.
That's not what I meant. I mean, I thought it was all just smoke and mirrors, special effects, a glorified haunted house in some old castle. Are you seriously telling me that there are real vampires that actually exist and live in the world, and they work in some place you can book for birthday parties?
What did you think people came here for? Not the value, I can tell you that much. I mean, have you seen the drinks menu? It's highway robbery.
But why?
Well, these old castles need a lot of maintenance. And after several hundred years, it was really more than I could afford. So, I went into business with the group that runs this place. They're a subsidiary of Disney, I think, or maybe Time Warner. I don't know.
But this should be news. All over the world. You should be famous.
It was news once. Back when we decided to make our natures known to the world. Come out of the coffin, as it were. But the only people interested in vampire news stories are the news of the world lot, you know. It just happens that some suit saw the story and decided to check it out.
But surely scientists would love to.
They already did. Originally we were being prodded and poked by the pharmaceutical division. You know, age-defying creams and the like. But the nearest they could come was that we were definitively inconclusive.
But even barring that, you said you'd had this castle for centuries. What about all the history you must have witnessed? You'd be able to revolutionize our understanding of historic events.
Well, not really. I wasn't there. It's not like today, with all the information in the world at your fingertips. As far as one knew back then, people over the next mountain range rode dragons and were ruled by intelligent dogs. I know more about the world I lived in today than I did when I lived through it. I could certainly set the record straight on 500 years of local village gossip, if anyone kept a record of such a thing.
Act 1 beginners to the stage, please. Act 1 beginners.
Whoops, that looks like my call. See you out in the world. I'm the opening act.
You're not going to open with the crawling down the walls bit, are you? It was gauche when Coppola did it, and it's gauche when you do it.
I'll leave it out. I'm there to provide the nice, smiling, maternal opener before the big, scary Count comes out. Don't want to be scaring the kiddies, do we? Oh, and by the way, Come Fly With Me is cut, but we still have to do a party rock anthem.
So the mid-air dance is cut?
No, we still do that. Just don't have to sing. Toodles, break a leg.
Yeah. Have a good show.
I'll come and get you when it's your call, Master.
Oh, thanks. How is it? Nothing loose?
But look, surely there could have been amazing things that you...
That doesn't sound like an answer. I've answered a lot of your questions. The least you can do is what I asked you to do in the first place.
Yes, fine, wonderful. A veritable caricature of a vampire.
Well, not what I was hoping for, but I suppose I am playing to the kids, so a little caricature is what we're looking for.
But what about other vampires? Surely if there were lots of you working together...
Some kind of immortal Illuminati, you mean? Well, first off I go back to my earlier point about historically limited horizons. Secondly, people aren't usually about to scream their vampiric natures to the heavens. As far as I'm aware, we're the only ones. Unless there's been an application to HR I don't know about.
I don't understand. You've squandered what should be the greatest gift of all. All that power, all that time. What did you do with it? Nothing.
Hey, that's rather unfair. How many languages do you speak? Because I speak like 12. Plus, I've mastered the arts of war, swordplay, gunnery, strategy, tactics, statecraft, and politics. Once, I was Vlad Tepes, Prince of Alatia, son of the dragon, defender of Christian Europe, scourge of the Turk. And you know those vampire tricks? Turning into bats, flying around, mesmerism? You have to learn all those things from first principles, and it's not easy. That's not to mention what I've learned more recently. Choreography, singing, a decent amount of somewhat melodramatic stagecraft. Oh, and in the 80s, I bought myself a Pac-Man machine, and I got really good at it.
That's what you're proud of.
Hey, Pac-Man's like a really hard game. I tried my hand at politics whilst I was alive. Mostly just got me stressed and killed.
Look, there's so much more you could be. You have everything any human being could wish for. Amazing powers, immortality, freedom from disease and age. The world should be your oyster. But you've just cowed down here, playing for people in some kind of farcical parody of your own existence. If you're so intent on squandering this gift, why not give it to me? I bet I could do more with it in 10 years than you could in 10,000. You've let the prospect of eternity stagnate you when it should be freeing you.
You want me to turn you into a vampire. You want this curse.
It's only a curse because you've made it one. Let me join you. Look, it doesn't have to be just me. We could work together. You could teach me how to use my powers, and I'll teach you how to use your life.
Unlife.
Whatever. Look, you're holding yourself back. Give me a chance and I can make you see that. With these powers and lifespan, we could rule the world. Not just some old part of Transylvania, but all of it. Undying philosopher monarchs, enlightened despots, ever ruling, ever learning, ever improving. We would be as gods if you would just let me show you how.
Well, I don't know. I have it pretty good here. A stable job. Not too hard as long as we're not overbooked. My castle in good repair. 2 days off in every 9. A decent choreographer. A nice music department. And a fellow cast I can stomach. Why throw that away? And you don't know that you'd like being a vampire. Watching all your friends and family pass you by into oblivion. The world, a strange and changing place you can never quite keep up with. You've got a good job with prospects in a life you understand. Why throw away comfort for uncertainty? It's a bit of a gamble.
How can you be content with this? What you could be is so much more.
I'm not sure. I mean, for one, I'm not really comfortable with making someone into a vampire. Plus, there's a reason not to give up what I have.
What could that possibly be?
Sure, it may lack a little something. Performing dinner and cabaret shows as a kitschy movie version of myself. It may even lack a little dignity. But here, as opposed to the immortal dictator, people forget to be frightened of me. They think of me as just a kooky, not quite scary, but trying to be, amusement. They forget what makes a vampire.
Which is?
This. You see, vampires are essentially just walking corpses that feed off the living. More vampires would just mean more competition for resources. But people forget the threat. They only remember the glamour.
Act 2 beginners to the stage, please. Act 2 beginners.
Call, Master. Oh dear. Another industrial accident?
Yes, and another one for the Make Me a Vampire pool.
Ah, immortal lovers again?
No, new vampire world order.
Haven't had one of those in a while.
Well, when we get a replacement, can we get someone who understands whatever system Pete had? I'm sick of pulling all these long shifts.
Certainly, Master.
There was something odd about her, though. Her name was strangely familiar for some reason.
Says here her full name was Wilhelmina. Wilhelmina Murray.
No, that's not ringing a bell. Wait, I know. Not Billie. Willie! She's the sidekick in Temple of Doom. I was watching that the other day. You know that actress was dating Steven Spielberg? They ended up getting married. Still together.
In Castle of Horror, Michael Hudson played Renfield, Layla Katib, Billie, Sarah Golding, Marishka, and Count Dracula was played by Karim Kronfli. Castle of Horror was based on the script by David Meredith and was recorded at the Radio Theatre Workshop. Sound design and editing was by Christopher Jarvis at the Radio Theatre Workshop, with original music by Avi Ziv, and it was produced by Karim Kronfli for 11th Hour Audio Productions. For more information, please visit 11thhouraudio.com.
Do you dig science fiction? Then get ready for the hardest-hitting sci-fi you've ever heard. The Galactic Football League series by #1 New York Times bestselling author Scott Sigler is now a free, unabridged podcast. It's Star Wars meets Peaky Blinders meets Ted Lasso. The GFL is a star-spanning, high-action, high-stakes, coming-of-age story set against the backdrop of a professional football league 700 years in the future. Follow the journey of Quentin Barnes, a gifted athlete who must travel from his backwater system to the galaxy's sprawling empires in his quest to be the best there's ever been. But he needs to watch his back as organized crime runs every franchise, fixing games and assassinating rival players. That's the Galactic Football League series. Search for Scott Sigler, Sigler, wherever you get your podcasts. When San Francisco is rocked by a series of brutal slayings, the case falls to homicide detectives Brian Clauser and his partner Pookie Chang. It falls to them because Brian is always first on the scene, driven there by dreams that predict the killings in exquisite detail. Meanwhile, a shadowy vigilante, seemingly armed with superhuman powers, is out there killing the killers. Brian and Pookie's superiors, from the mayor on down, seem strangely eager to keep the detectives from discovering the truth. Doubting his own sanity and stripped of his badge, Brian begins to suspect that he stumbled into the crosshairs of a shadow war that has gripped his city for more than a century. A war waged by a race of killers living in San Francisco's unknown underground ruins, emerging at night to feed on those who will not be missed. Nocturnal is a complete serialized novel with 45 episodes, available for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.